Good morning. It's Charles Folkart on February the 1st, 2017. We're into a new month. It's about 2 degrees outside, so I won't be going outside anytime soon. It's a little cooler than anywhere else I see up here. Hey, I got something for you on Trump. I think you're going to like and you're going to be educated by. Things are getting pretty serious, or things have been pretty serious, and I don't think a lot of people get it. I'm against the wall, and I was on Twitter, and it's politics there. That's almost all it is. And the people that were, quote, following me didn't like what I had to say, so they took their marbles and went home. But I think I'm going to end up being right. You know, walls keep people in as well as they keep people out. And I think that's what's happening. They're going to wall us in here. And when the poo-poo hits the blades, it's going to be difficult to get out of here. And if Netanyahu is saying the wall is a great idea, that should be like a red flag and a bell ringing all at the same time. Israel's the only country in the world really that has a wall anymore. Now, you think about that. So anyway, we're going to go look at my playlist, and then I got a video that I think you're going to want to see. Let's go have a look, shall we? So I'm at my playlist, Trump. And this was back number 77. What year? When was that? November 16th. Okay. And I didn't think Trump was going to get in. I didn't think they were going to let him in. But come to find out, that's who they wanted in all along, folks. It's been like one WrestleMania. It's all been scripted. They're playing their part. This is bigger than we even imagined. The deception is so big and so extensive that most people can't wrap their mind around it. And that's what Scripture says. If you go to the verse in 2 Thessalonians 2:10, where I embrace the love of the truth from, you'll get it. God is allowing people to be deluded because they're refusing to embrace the love of the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to believe what they want to believe. And God's just saying, okay, believe it. Let's go have a look, shall we?
This is the world that you know.
Since you're attacking us, can you give us a question? No, Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
Mr. President-elect, since you are attacking our news organization, can you give us a chance?
Your organization
You are attacking our news organization. Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically,
she's asking a question. Don't
Mr.
be rude.
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
You're attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
No, I'm not going to give you a question.
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically that nobody... No, Mr. President-elect, that's not appropriate.
Hey, look at this! Donald Trump! Taking down Mr. McMahon! Oh, my God! The hostile takeover of Donald Trump on Vince McMahon has happened at WrestleMania 23. I didn't think he would do it. I just would take that.
Fool me once, fool me once, fool me once. Shame on, shame on. Shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. Fool me, take that fool again, take that fool again, take that fool again, take that fool again, take that fool again.
You know, what she did with emails was fine. You think it was fine to delete 33,000 emails? I don't think so. She said the 33,000 emails had to do with her daughter's wedding, number one, and a yoga class. Well, maybe we'll give three or 4 or 5 or something. 33,000 emails deleted. And now she's saying there wasn't anything wrong.
it's just not true. And so please go
you didn't delete them?
Allow her to respond, please.
personal emails, not official.
33,000? Hillary Clinton, I think, is a terrific woman. I mean, I'm a little biased because I've known her for years. I live in New York, she lives in New York, and I've known her and her husband for years, and I really like them both a lot. And as you know, most people know, she's a world-class liar. Hillary's a great friend of mine. Her husband is a great friend of mine. They're fantastic people. I mean, you know the thing, they get a bad knock. She's a very nice woman. People think tough, and I guess she's tough, but she's a very nice woman, and he's a very nice guy. We know all about the smarts and how smart they are, and all, but they are good people. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women and attacked them viciously. 4 of them here tonight. Hillary's a great friend of mine. Her husband is a great friend of mine. They're fantastic people. I mean, but she's a very nice woman, and he's a very nice guy. These are all lies. We say lie, 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 lie. Lie. Dirty, rotten liar.
No, but why did she get rid of it? Hillary, rotten Clinton. Rotten Clinton. Hillary, rotten Clinton, right?
And they are, just really terrific people. I like them both very much, but I think you'll be looking at the record of Hillary Clinton and how did she do as Secretary of State, probably above and beyond everybody else and everything else. It's a disgrace, and honestly, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Secretary Clinton, I want to follow up on that. I'm going to let you talk about email.
Because everything he just said is absolutely false, but I'm not... It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
Hillary's a great friend of mine. Her husband is a great friend of mine. They're fantastic people. I mean, but she's a very nice woman. Where she destroyed 33,000 emails criminally.
I'm a newcomer to politics, but not to backing the Jewish state. In 2001, weeks after the attacks on New York City and on Washington, and frankly, the attacks on all of us, attacks that they were perpetrated by the Islamic fundamentalists, Mayor Rudy Giuliani visited Israel to show solidarity with terror victims. I sent my plane because I backed the mission for Israel 100%. Iran is the biggest sponsor of terrorism around the world, and we will work to dismantle that reach. Believe me, believe me. I've been with Israel so long in terms of I've received some of my greatest honors from Israel. My father before me, incredible. My daughter Ivanka is about to have a beautiful Jewish baby. When I become president, the days of treating Israel like a second-class citizen will end on day one.
So what do you think of my Trump home mattress collection by Serta? Finally, the same luxury and comfort I demand in my hotel.
What do you have in mind?
Something you were born to do.
Welcome to room 9.
Looking good, number 9, looking good.
Where's your dignity?
So I don't know if I said this earlier before I played that video, but the Trump wall is something we should be careful about. Walls keep people in as much as they attempt to keep people out. And another thing I don't think a lot of people realize is our government could be flying in hundreds and hundreds of troops from outside the country, and they could be bringing them into the country, into these remote areas where they have the bases. They have the military bases in Nevada and other places in this country where nobody would even know. There's the Chinese own a 50 square mile area, I believe, in Idaho, and we don't hear anything about it, but it was on the news there a few years ago. So, and that's a piece of Chinese land. It's called, I think it's a free trade zone in the United States. Americans don't understand how big our country is. South Korea four South Koreas will fit in the state of Montana. Think about that for a moment. See, the United States is a huge place, and they could be saying, yeah, we're going to keep all the illegals from coming up from Mexico, but that's like the right hand's being shown, or the left hand's being shown to you, while the right hand is doing what they don't want you to see. There could be, and then all they have to do is supply these troops that are coming from outside the country, and supply them with arms, and we don't hear much anymore about all the well, I don't know what they call them, but all the military equipment that was being moved all over the country a few years ago and a few months ago. We don't hear that anymore. See, they're already done being moved. They're already in place. Okay? Think about that. And there's nothing to stop them from flying in these outside troops, because all these upper echelon people in the government, these leaders, they all work together. You know, the Soviet Union was a puppet. And Anthony Sutton wrote a book called The Best Enemy Money Could Buy. And I read that book, I think back in the 80s. And he basically put out the case, and it was pretty convincing, that the Soviet Union was nothing other than an enemy being propped up by the United States. See, the United States can create fiat currency out of thin air, and they can buy anything they want. They can do anything they want with it, because people all over the world will accept it. And that's about to come to an end, so they've got to make their move pretty quick, or they won't be able to pay for all this. So we're headed into some pretty serious times, folks. Some pretty serious times. I wanted to insert this as an edit here. We're in my back room, the back part of my channel, and I want to show you here on the right hand side. You see this peak right here? That's right around election time. See how the interest in my little channel with so few views shot up? Just the number of views, the watch time, the number of subscribers. And after the election, it was like everybody went, ah. And they went back to watching their sports and their football games, and they went out skiing, and they did everything that they do. And Trump's in. Things are good. No problem. He's going to build a wall, you know. But no, yeah, I think it's worse now. I think the wolf in sheep's clothing is in. And people have let down their guard. And people believe in Trump. There's people out there on Twitter that just think Trump is, he's going to take care of it all. The problem with Trump is he supports Israel 150%. And Israel is one of the biggest problems we got on the planet. He didn't do anything about the Fed. Nothing about the Fed. He knows about 9/11. He knows about 9/11. Not a word. Things aren't any better, folks. They're worse. That's just my opinion. Anyway, don't get discouraged. Embrace the love of the truth, because that is what keeps you from being deceived. God says that He turns people over to the lies. He allows them to be deceived because they do not have a love for the truth. They would rather believe the lie. They put their fingers in their ears. They don't want to hear the truth. So God says, okay, I'll give you the lie. And that's what's happening. May the grace of God, our Father, and the Lord Jesus Christ be with you all, because we certainly need it. See you.